All right, we are live. Welcome to the show. I'm your guy, Lord Tebow Baggins up here, and we don't really have a whole lot to talk about today. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some people showing up and popping up in here. And if not, hey, no problem. That just means I can just plow through what I wanted to talk about and call it good. Got my coffee, got everything else. I'm good. Yeah, so I finally woke up at around 5 o'clock this afternoon. That was not fun. Well, okay, it was kind of fun, but I don't really have anything. I don't really have like a really popping schedule these days. So it's nice to sleep. It's nice to sleep in until like late afternoon. But we are here now, and I don't know. Maybe somebody will show up. Maybe we'll get a crowd going here. I don't know. Hopefully. Anyway, it's been an interesting week. I don't know how it's been for you guys, but for me, it's been fairly interesting. Well, okay, it hasn't been interesting for me, but that's okay. That's okay. That's definitely a thing. Mostly been playing video games and cleaning. Yeah. See, what happens is when you let shit gather when you let shit gather up in your house, it gets nasty, and then it takes you like a couple days just to clean everything. So I'm on day 3. I'm on day 3 of cleaning. I've got my kitchen done. I got my living room done. Now I got to clean this room, and then I got to clean the bathroom, and then I got to clean my bedroom. Oh, God, it's a whole thing, isn't it? Being an adult sucks, guys. Never do it. Never do it. You get a chance, just stay like 13 for the rest of your life. Actually, no. Be like 21. Stay 21 forever. Because at least 21 you can drink. But I know some people have had an interesting week. Those of you who don't pay attention to what goes on in my weird little drama circle stuff, some really amusing shit just happened. So T-Spiracy, AZ, aka, did one of the most classic bits of trolling I think I've ever seen anyone do. Hey Tina. So what she did was she's getting her she's got a Teespring shop now, or Spring, or whatever it's called, and she's got merch on it now. So when she actually rolled out the merch, she had these shirts that she did these shirts that have a picture of Katie Joy Paulson's husband, Katie Joy Paulson of Without a Crystal Ball fame, as people know, or people may not, but she's a lolcow. She's an amazing lolcow. I mean, it's literally, she's a gift that keeps on giving. Anyway, so AZ put out these shirts with her husband's picture on them with the caption, "Todd, come get your girl," which is a phrase that she uses in reference to Katie Joy in her videos. And according to AZ, literally within 25 minutes of her post of her shop coming live and having the pictures of the shirts on there, Katie Joy responds on Instagram with a cease and desist. So now the funny thing about that is that those shirts were never actually on the shop and they were never for sale. It was a troll. It was a trolling job, and Katie literally just speed ran that shit. Like, just right. I mean, oh my God. It was it's one of the more interesting. It's going to be one of the more interesting tales of the KJU. I'm just saying. So if you're into that sort of stuff, then I would recommend checking that out, because it's actually really it's priceless. Anyway, how you doing, Tina? I know I'm not like trying to be a drama channel or anything like that, but I just absolutely had to give a shout out to AZ for her troll job on Katie Joy, because that was God damn. I couldn't have done. I mean, I probably could have done something like that myself, but and Tina's crotch is itchy. That's well, that sounds like a personal problem. Can't really help out with that. Well, no, actually. Yeah, well, you've got fingernails. Just get in there. Just work it. Work the crotch. You gotta just dig in there and just. And yeah, that was your pro tip for the day. You got an itchy crotch, just and you got to make the face too. You got to. But yeah. So we got an itchy crotch over here. I wonder if anybody else is going to show up today. Well, it's Friday, so we all know Friday. I got to fight with like the more popular streamers out there. And also, I did nothing in the way of promotion for this, so yeah. Oh my God, you're so gross. I'm a boy. That's my job. I can't do this anymore. Yes, I win. I win the gross off. Ugh. Ugh, God. So anyway, we've managed to kill about 9 minutes. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm on a roll here. But anyway, so I wanted to get I might as well just dive balls deep into the title. So you may have noticed that my title is referring to Soulja Boy. Now, I had no idea who Soulja Boy was because, well, I personally don't like hip hop or rap, so he was never on my radar at all. But apparently, he's a one-hit wonder rapper from like 2007. He did a song called "Crank That," which I've never heard, but apparently it's good if you're into that kind of thing. So a couple of years back, Soulja Boy came onto my radar because he started to promote his own game consoles, the Soulja game console, which On the one hand, hey, that's cool. I'm not here to shit on anybody for being entrepreneurial and wanting to get into it, wanting to expand your market into something new. And hey, video games are big business nowadays. So dude wants to make game consoles. Hey, go for it, I say. Or at least that's what I would have said had I not done any other further research beyond this, because what he did in 2018, he didn't actually develop any game consoles. He basically wholesale ordered a bunch of Chinese knockoff emulation consoles off of AliExpress or Wish.com, slapped the Soulja Boy name on them, and then tried to resell them for in some cases twice the price of what you would normally pay for such consoles. And they were all emulation consoles, so they were loaded with ROMs that he didn't have the license to. So yeah, the fuck exactly. I'll give you an example. So one of his original attempts at selling the Soulja Game consoles is this guy here. This is called the Sea Dragon Fuse game console. Now, this is an actual console, by the way. This isn't some cheap, this isn't some cheap knockoff emulator console. This was an actual console that he tried to sell. Now, the problem is that this console is normally only available in China, and it is always online. Therefore, since all the servers are in China, if you bought this particular console off Soulja Boy, then you're going to have problems buying games for it or getting games to run or play. The server, you can lose connection to the servers in the middle of playing because, well, the console is always online and all the servers are in China. So yeah, he tried to sell this console at $399. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a whole ass thing. And Lieber says she's kind of digging the stash, by the way. Thank you. It needs a little trimming. But yeah, I don't know about the goatee though. I think the goatee is going to go, but yeah, so far I'm feeling the mustache. It gets better. You say he didn't think his shit through. Oh, it gets better. Here was another knockoff that he tried to put out there. Hang on, let me pull it up. So here it is. This is the X Pro Retro Classic Game family game console. And he tried to sell this as, I want to say, the Soulja Game Classic in 2018. I can't remember, but anyway, here it is. Now, this is made by a company called Ambernick, which is a Chinese company, and their big thing is they sell bootleg emulator consoles. This is one of them. Now, this particular console comes packed with all sorts of Nintendo, Sega, arcade games, like a bunch of illegal shit that Soulja Boy clearly could not have afforded the licensing rights to actually have. But you could buy this for $199 on his website. As you can see, the price there, $90 in US dollars, but he was charging $200 for his, and he just slapped the Soulja Boy name on it and called it good. So what happened, what actually wound up happening was, after the internet rightly shat on him for selling knockoff bootleg emulator consoles, he had a bit of a spaz out on Twitter, and then next thing you know, all of his if you went to his old website, you'd find that all of his consoles just mysteriously got pulled. So what happened was, as it turned out, he got a cease and desist letter from Nintendo. So he had to pull all of that. And it gets better because many of the people who were actually dumb enough to order one of these, most of them never actually received a product, and a lot of them didn't even receive refunds. So, yeah. So basically, Soulja Boy in 2018 tried to sell a whole fleet of bootleg emulator consoles. Nintendo slapped him down, and he had to pull it. He had to pull his stock. Or if he even had any stock. I don't even know because, again, a lot of people did not receive product. He also used this website to sell knockoff Apple smartwatches and AirPods, and like it is just a whole thing. So, like I said, I know what you're thinking, Lord Tebow. We're talking about this happened in 2018. So why are we talking about some lame-ass one-hit wonder rapper and his cheap emulator knockoff consoles in 2021? There's a reason for that. And the reason is, I want to introduce you guys to the brand new Soulja Boy Pocket 4G Fireball Red Soulja Boy Edition. Here we go. Let me introduce this one to you. You're going to love it. It's as soon as there it is. Okay, yeah, take a look at that. That's the new Soulja Boy Game Edition, I guess. So here's what it says: Soulja Boy Game Edition, the new TRDR. You know what? I don't know what that means, but I'm just going to assume it's a Turd R. So the new Turd R Pocket G with 32 gigabytes. The dazzling 3.5-inch touchscreen brings gaming to life. Powered by Android, it includes all of your favorite entertainment apps like Netflix, Spotify, and Apple Music right out of the box. Plus all of the social networking apps you could ever, and yeah. So, and I mean, you're probably looking at it and thinking, this doesn't look so bad. What's the deal? Why are we talking about this? Okay, so, oh, hi, Sherry. Anyway, the reason why we were talking about that particular, this new console that he introduced is because, again, it's not his. He had nothing to do with the manufacturing of it. In fact, if you guessed, it's another cheap Chinese knockoff bootleg emulation console, you would be absolutely correct. And here's the original one, by the way. This is the original product. It's the Retroid Pocket 2 Retro Game Console. Here it is in all of its glory. See? Are we noticing any similarities here, guys? Because it's kind of looking pretty sus on my end. I don't know about you guys, but anyway, so what does this console do? Well, this console actually it comes prepackaged with all sorts of ROMs from Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Master System, all that. It also comes packaged with MAME ROMs, arcade games, Dreamcast ROMs, PlayStation ROMs. So this thing is literally just packed to the gills with copyright violations. Okay, so that's the now let's look at the price here. Now you could buy the Retroid 2 for right around 110 to 119 bucks. Okay, cool. So going back to Soulja Boy's game console, here's what he is paying: $200. $200. Oh, and by the way, You notice on the description here, the dazzling 3.5-inch touchscreen bringing gaming to life. The Retroid 2 Pocket does not have a touchscreen. So this is bullshit. And so is that price. You are literally paying Soulja Boy like almost an extra $100 to get the Turd R logo and the Soulja Boy name. And he's a damn fool. Like I can't even, like, it didn't work the first time. He got cease and desist. He got a cease and desist from Nintendo. The fuck is he? Oh my god, guys! About the only thing I can think of, because hang on here. Yeah, about the only thing I can, I can't really say anything about this. In fact, about the only thing I can really, since Soulja Boy seems to really like video games, I love video games too. I actually found a perfect clip to describe what he's doing right now. It's from Far Cry 3. Some of you gamers probably already know what I'm about to share here, but I think it applies. I think it applies perfectly. So yeah, let's
The definition of insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again. Expected shit to change.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is the perfect way to. I think that's the perfect quote for our guy Soulja Boy here, because he has to know this isn't going to work. Oh, it gets better. It absolutely gets better, because the internet, rightly so, has pointed it out to him that well, this isn't actually his console. It's another company's. It's another shady Chinese company's console that he's labeling as his own and overcharging people for the privilege. He did a live stream on Twitch to roll this thing out and talk about it. And when people pointed it out to him that, hey, this isn't yours, his response, and I should have probably like actually gone into the Twitch stream to pull the quote, but he basically said, now on his Twitter, he said, like, he actually announced the development of this console like a couple of months ago, and then he rolled it out like I think this week sometime. And when people pointed this out, that again, it's not his console, it's a Retroid 2. He had the gall to say that they ripped him off, that he'd had this thing in development for years. And so apparently, not only did they rip him off, but they ripped him off by putting out the console, by putting out their version first. Is that how that works? I'm seriously, I need to know. Is that how that works? Because I'm at a loss. Like I'm not, I'm not a smart man. I think anybody, we've all seen my social media, so we all know I'm a bit of a dumbass. So I need to. Is that how that works? If I put out something first, am I ripping off somebody who comes along later? I need to know. Like, this is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those questions. It's literally going to just rattle around in my brain until I finally just go crazy and have to be locked in a rubber room. But yeah. So and now, just for previous context again, just to what a moron! Oh my God, he's over canceled. No, you know the funny thing is that he has supporters. He has guys who, I mean, well, he tried to play it off in his stream like anybody who was criticizing him was against a black entrepreneur, and he tried to paint it like any valid criticism of his fucking stupid business practices were racist. Yeah, that was a real thing that was a real thing that came out of his mouth. Which I'd like to point out, like I know that Soulja Boy is probably not watching this because, well, as I've said in the past, I wouldn't watch me. But if he is watching, it's not racism, bro. Moron is not a race. I mean, and I honestly really fear the day when stupid becomes a race, because I just worry that if I call somebody an idiot in the future, like I'll be committing a hate crime. Okay? So yeah, stupid is not a race. I mean, it's kind of a race, but it's more like a, an actual race, with, yeah. But just for some prior context, because I didn't really quite go into it, but here's an article. I want to say it's from like 2019, something like that. Yeah, here it is. Soulja Boy forced to pull knockoff video game consoles for copyright infringement. And this was, January 1st, 2019. Right there. Boom. So yeah, this is from the first time he tried this. So yeah, he created this Soulja Game, a new plug-and-play console featuring 800 Soulja Game, PlayStation, Neo Geo, PC, Sega, Game Boy Advance, NES games. The handheld version reportedly featured 3,000 built-in Switch, 3DS, Vita, Neo. Okay, so none of those had that many. None of them. Both games, both consoles that ran games on an emulator, which, of course, the legality, the copyright legality laws in China are a little more lax. So there's a lot of companies in China that have that crank out these consoles that are basically just emulators running old video games. Amber Nickton developed both models. The company sells its products exclusively through AliExpress, a Chinese online retailer. The console version design resembled an Xbox One X, One S. It reportedly included Linux 3.0, 800 classic pre-installed games, and support for PlayStation 1 arcade and Game Boy Advance games. Oh, and by the way, none of these consoles actually run these old games very well. Like you can look this up online. Like they are terrible at running these ancient ass Nintendo games that they're emulating. The console also has an undefined ultra large capacity. Basically, it means that it's a really big console, and I don't know, you can like store beer in it. The console resembled the PlayStation DualShock controller design. Soulja Boy sold both products exclusively on his website. Both cost $199. The direct from Ambernick versions cost $105.99 for the console and $72.99 for the handheld version. When the first customer bought the Soulja Game, the rapper tweeted it, brought tears to my eyes. Tears of joy. Yes. On social media, he told his followers that he vowed to continue my tech company and involve it in the gaming world. I'm just a kid with a dream. And to promote the product, Soulja Game featured artwork for large-scale gaming IPs, Tomb Raider and Tekken. Pretty sure he didn't have the license to do that. But as we're going to find out, yet Soulja Boy quickly ran into a major problem. Despite telling his followers he had obtained licenses for the games, the rapper never had. Soulja Game ran illicitly obtained games without a license. Publishers including Bandai Namco and Square Enix took notice. Consumers also reportedly found a number of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games upon booting. These included Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, among many others. Unfortunately, the system didn't run very well. It had bizarre cropping and motion smoothing issues. Yes, they do. Now, 3 weeks after launch, Soulja Boy has admitted defeat. Nintendo threatened criminal charges against him, forcing the rapper to stop selling and promoting both systems. He had repeatedly violated the Trademark Counterfeiting Act. On Twitter, Soulja Boy merely wrote, "I had to boss up. I didn't have a choice." Links to both products now lead to a 404 page. Yet the rapper hasn't given up on trademark infringement. His store still contains knockoffs of the Apple Watch, AirPods, and Beats headphones. So, again. I just can't. I can't with this guy. Like, again, like, what does he think is going to happen? I'm kind of wondering if it's like I'm kind of wondering if it's one of the where he's like doing it to promote some new single of his or something. Like, this is just publicity. Because I mean, I go back and I actually look at the Turd R Pocket 4G, and the actual product itself, it looks like it honestly looks like the so as soon as I pull it up here again, okay, we're back to this again. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of, I mean, that kind of looks like the Turd R logo, and the Turd R logo is photoshopped. I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong, but yeah. So like, yeah, I really hope that this is just some sort of publicity stunt, and that he's really not trying again to sell cheap ass emulator consoles. Oh, and by the way, you can buy a PlayStation for that price that he's charging for his Turd R Pocket 4G. You can buy a PlayStation 4. It's a much better system, and it actually runs its stuff properly. No, okay. He can't actually be that stupid. Having seen his Twitch channel, I would argue that he can, actually. Like, boy's a fool. Boy is an absolute fucking brainlet. Again, as I've said before, I am not a smart man. In fact, I am the opposite of smart. Okay? But actually, you know what? No, you know what? I am going to be that stupid. I'm going to go out to record stores. I am going to buy up as many Soulja Boy CDs as I can. And then I'm going to replace the CD liners with my face, and I'm going to sell. I'll even make a website for it, bagginsrap.com, and you guys can buy my rap albums, which are actually Soulja Boy's albums with my face on the cover. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. So yeah, be sure to check out my classic single, "Crank That." It's on Spotify and Apple Music right now. Go ahead and check it out. I think I do a really good job rapping in that, even though I don't do rap, but I did it for that one time. Oh, by the way, all of my Tebow Baggins CDs, $50 each. I gotta make my money somehow. So yeah, you guys are gonna pay $50 per CD just for my name and my face. Yeah, I think I'm onto something here, guys. I think I'm onto something. But no, here's my thing. Like, if you honestly, if you honestly are like classic games and you want to get into the retro gaming scene, honestly, you know what? The original consoles aren't that expensive. Like, they really aren't. Like, I bought a Genesis and games for like $120. Like, it was literally, it was 3 consoles. Like, they actually packaged like 3 working Genesis consoles, like an extra joystick, like, and like 7 games, $120. And you can buy SD cartridges for old systems. Like, I've got a Super Nintendo out there and a Genesis with an SD cartridges. They literally have like pretty much every game that was ever created for those systems. I mean, and again, like, I paid less for a Super Nintendo and a flash cartridge with every game that was put out on the system for less money than I could pay for the Turd R Pocket 4G. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So again, like, if you want to get into classic gaming, if you want to get into all that, just buy an original console, buy flash cartridges, and have fun. It's cheap. It's cheaper. I can guarantee you that the ROMs will actually run like they're supposed to, and you'll have a better time. And Libra says, my GameCube in 5 games was like $120. Yeah. And you know what? They even have and they even have a SD. I believe they do have SD ability on for GameCube. I know they do for the Saturn. And I believe they also make something similar for the PlayStation 1 now. So it's not, I mean, it's not terribly cost prohibitive to get into retro gaming the right way. Not this cheap ass Soulja Boy crap. And I also need to buy a GameCube, by the way, because the GameCube was my favorite console of that generation, outside of the PlayStation 2. The Dreamcast was also really good, but yeah, that one didn't really last very long. And I never actually got a chance to own an Xbox. In fact, I've never owned an Xbox. Maybe I should buy one. See what that's all about. But yeah, they do have So they do have SD alternatives for like disc media. And I love GameCube. Dreamcast was awesome too. I loved the Dreamcast. I'm not gonna lie. Like, had it stuck around, like it probably would have been like it. It could have been my favorite system, my favorite console of that generation, had it actually like lasted longer than it did. Like, I don't think it was in the market for like barely 2 years before Sega finally gave up on consoles. But the GameCube was awesome. Like, I remember spending so many nights playing playing Smash Brothers Melee with my friends. Or Soul Calibur 2 was actually a really good one. Although if you played the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2, they had Link as a playable character, and he was a cheating fuck. Like, it actually got to a point where, like, if we played Soul Calibur 2 on my GameCube, like, there was a no Link rule. Like, you just couldn't play Link. Otherwise, we would have probably like sodomized you with the GameCube controller. Eternal Darkness was another personal favorite of mine as well. And I know a lot. It's one series that gets a lot of shit nowadays, but dude, my friends and I were absolutely obsessed with Super Monkey Ball. And you're obsessed with Star Fox. They did make a Star Fox game for the GameCube, but it actually sucked. I didn't like it. Because they took out almost all of the flying bits in the GameCube Star Fox game. It was practically a 3D Zelda knockoff. And as I've said before, I don't like the 3D Zelda games. Except for maybe Wind Waker. And even that I had problems with because of all the fucking sailing. Took forever to get anywhere. And it wasn't even an interesting trip. But yeah, Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube, I wouldn't recommend it. And Super Monkey Ball was fun. I love that game. It is, well, I prefer Super Monkey Ball 2 because they actually tried to put in a story, and the story was absolutely batshit insane. And you're one of those dorks that likes Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing. That was actually my wife and I's one of my wife and I's favorite games. Like, we'd play through our sessions, like we'd get something cool and then we'd mail it. We'd mail shit to each other so that the other person could have it. But no, Animal Crossing is. In fact, I should probably just break down and get a Switch just so I can play the new Animal Crossing game, because I hear the new Animal Crossing game is amazing. But yes, Animal Crossing is the shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I think the thing I loved about the original Animal Crossing for the GameCube was that you could actually get a Nintendo entertainment system in Animal Crossing and actually get games for it and like hang out in your little animal house and play Nintendo games. It was pretty awesome. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera cord. Yeah, I've seen video play of the Switch version too. It is really, it does look really awesome. And I keep asking myself, like, why I haven't bought a Switch yet. Yeah, I'm still waiting on on prices for the PlayStation 5 to go down. Although I think it's really funny that people are paying so much online for the new PlayStation 5 or the new Xbox don't know what the new Xbox is called, but because if there's one thing I've learned, especially from Sony, never buy the first like couple of generations of consoles that they put out, because they always have they always fuck it up somehow. Like the first generation PlayStation 1 console had a cheap, like really cheap plastic CD laser mount. So if you were running games for a while, after a while, the plastic lens mounting would warp, and eventually it would break. And then the PlayStation 2 had a lot of issues with the DVD motor. And now apparently they're all having the PS5 is having issues with controller drift. So I'm sitting here like, yeah, well, you know what? It's your guys. It's all y'all's fault. You guys should have known. This is Sony, and Sony never puts out Sony never puts out a sound product in that first first launch. Like, you got to wait like a couple of launches before they actually work out the shit. So like, yeah, all these people spending like thousands of dollars on a PlayStation 5. Y'all dumb. Y'all dumb. Yeah, exactly. Wait and buy later after things get fixed. And yet nobody does. Like, I'm sitting here like, you know, I keep looking up I keep looking up the prices for the PS5, but I'm not going to buy one for another year or so, because that's about how long it's going to take for Sony to actually like fix all the shit. But again, because consumers are dumb sometimes, that they'll pay like $2,000 for a PlayStation 5 because, oh, we got to get the new shit now. You know, if you ain't first, you're last. Yeah, well, it's true. Second place is the first loser. But this is one of those races where it's okay. In fact, you might be better off losing. Because by the time I get the PS5, they're going to have that shit fixed. Just saying. Of course, Nintendo Switch has the same issues too. Controller drift is a big one, especially for the Switch. That was where it really began to be noticeable. And also most of the launch games that are being put out on the PS5, you can still get them on the PS4. Yeah, the graphics aren't going to be as great, but hey, you know, as long as the game plays like it's supposed to, I don't give a shit. I still play Atari 2600 games, for fuck's sake. You think I care about graphics? I don't. I do not. But anyway, yeah. So I think cleared a few minutes there ranting about video games and idiots trying to sell video games that aren't theirs. I think we've done a good thing here today, guys. I'm a Nintendo girl to the core. I want to Switch so bad. As much as I do love Nintendo, I'm not gonna lie, but when I was back in my day, I was more of a Sega Genesis TurboGrafx guy. As I've said in the past, the very first console that I actually used my own money to purchase was a TurboGrafx 16. Which, by the way, I own one right now, in fact. And I've got an SD card for that, which has all the games ever. All of the games. But yeah, actually, the TurboGrafx was probably the most expensive console that I bought off eBay. I think I paid like 175 bucks for it. Yeah, TurboGrafx 16s are a little harder to come by in the aftermarket. So, and Sega was pretty amazing. I agree. The Sega Genesis was a fine system. And Lieber says, that's it. I'm coming over and playing all of your games. I have plenty to choose from. Trust me. I have so many now. I mean, and also, you know, as an aficionado, like, yeah, it is nice to actually have like physical copies of the games, but yeah, that's a little out of my budget. So you spend like $100 or so, you get an SD cartridge, and you run all your shit off that. Works just as well. And besides, especially those old cartridges, like if you want like one in like mint condition with like the box and the instructions and everything, like you could pay a couple $100. Like, in fact, you know what? You know what? I will. I gotta go refill my coffee, but I'll come back and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute the mic. All right, I miss anything? Cool. Anyway, so I've got these guys here. These are all my SD cartridges for my systems. This one is for my TurboGrafx 16. I think it's this one is actually like, I think the coolest looking one, just because it's like clear and see-through. You can see like the motherboard and everything like that. And this is where the this one has a micro SD card inside. And this one also has a dip switch, like right here. I don't know if you can see it or not because my camera is weird. But this here is a little switch. And it actually switches between the PC Engine, which is the Japanese TurboGrafx 16, and the US TurboGrafx 16. So if I had a PC Engine, I just flick the switch here, and it would and that would allow this cart to run off the PC Engine. But I have a TurboGrafx 16, so I switch it over to the TurboGrafx 16, and yeah, it has every game on it built in the SD card. This is my Sega Genesis. SD card. This is like EverDrive is like the most popular company for these. They make really good products. I would definitely recommend that. I would definitely recommend it. Now, this one is actually really cool because it also, if you have a Sega CD or a 32X, it will run those games. It's got the ROMs loaded on here, but you need the actual peripherals to actually allow them to run. This one also has Master System games that you can play on your Genesis. So that is really cool. This is my this isn't an EverDrive, but this is just I believe it's a Chinese company out of Hong Kong. But this is my Super Nintendo SD cartridge. And as you can see, the micro SD card is right there. Pop there. Boop. And this is my Nintendo EverDrive. The SD card goes right there. And I haven't actually programmed my SD card for the Nintendo yet, just because I don't know, because I'm lazy. But yeah, I can load the ROM. I can load the ROMs up on that and have all sorts of retro gaming goodness. But yeah, those are all my SD cartridges. Now, from what I understand, there is also something like that for the Atari, which I want to get because, well, of course I do. But I think the next one that let's do it. You can beat my ass at every game. I just want to play. Well, I don't know if I'd say I could beat your ass at every game, but either way, it's still fun. And also, TurboGrafx and Sega put out some of the best goddamn shooter games you will ever find. In fact, I might actually fire up the TurboGrafx when I'm done here and play some Blazing Lasers. I also found out that in order for me to actually like play these on the PC and capture, do screen captures and stuff like that, I got to do soldering. So that's not something I'm really looking for. I don't think I'll be doing that right away. I mean, maybe later, but not right now. Anyway, I'm gonna put my toys back. Oh, all right, I'm back. Had to put all my toys back in their consoles, and yeah, my cam always seems like crazy. I don't know why. I'll probably, I might actually next time I might actually consider switching over to one of my other cameras because I've got like a couple. But yeah, it's a little annoying. Like maybe there's some settings I can do on this. Ooh, now we're in 720p. But yeah, it doesn't really show anything. It doesn't really do anything. I don't have a lot of settings on here for my camera, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get a better camera, or see if any of my other cameras will work better. But and for something that's supposed to be 720p, this sure as fuck don't look like it. Granted, it's 720p, so it's not like I do look a lot clearer. Okay. That's cool. All right, my face itches. I'm not used to having this. Like, especially like around the corners of my mouth, like, oh god, it itches like crazy. Of course, I might have to get like that Just for Men, like beard and mustache dye, because I got a lot of gray going on. I'm a gray beard, but ugh. Now we're gonna get some echo. Oh, we got a night runner. Hi, Night. You missed the Soulja Boy rant. Oh shit! Now we got 3 people. Who's? Okay, but apparently I'm still blurry, but better. Okay, yeah, I'll need to experiment with another camera. Facial hair is supposedly always itchy at first. Yeah. That's that is true. That is very true. Like I said, the corners of my mouth, like just like right here, just ah. But yeah, like should I get rid of the goatee here and just leave the glorious porn stash? I'm not sure on that one. I do like them. I do kind of like the. I am kind of getting used to the mustache though. I'm kind of liking it. It needs to be a little like it needs to be shaped. But beyond that, yeah, not bad. Whew. So how's everybody else's week? Did anything interesting happen to y'all? Aliens or ghosts kidnap you? Tell me about your week. Or yeah, it's the goatee is well, it's really hard to see because it's mostly gray. But yeah, there's some stubble going on down here. I do like the stash, and I never like stashes. My week was a week. Same here. Like I said earlier, I haven't done much. I spent the last 3 days like either playing video games or cleaning. So I do have, on the other hand, have a clean living room and kitchen finally. So that's good. Now, like I said, I got to clean this room. I've got to clean the laundry room too, because that's where my dog likes to do her business when I can't get her outside. And I gotta clean the bathroom, gotta clean the bedroom. Jesus Christ. As I said earlier, never be an adult. And Night says it was a boring week. Now you're kid free this weekend. Ooh, good. You gonna do anything special for the weekend, Night, or is it just gonna be a chill weekend for you? And I talk shit about how lazy I am, and I just realized my dog is still in bed. She has not gotten up. Yo, Maddie, you good back there? You good, girl? Oh, here she is. Oh, you finally get out of bed, you lazy bones. Yeah? You finally get out of bed? Yeah. You look... She does take after me. She really does. Hey, say hi. Say hi. I gotta... She's got a little mat in her beard, though. I gotta trim that. But, well, there she is. Hi. I got to give her scritches now. Yeah, Maddie's getting her butt rubbed. You getting your butt rubbed? Mwah. 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 That's a good girl. She's so stinking cute. I think so. I'm a little biased, but mwah. I had no idea she was going to turn out this cute when we got her. Because she was so not cute when we first got her. You were just a weird looking dog back in the day. But yeah, she totally takes after me. She is probably one of the most chill dogs you'll ever meet. She'd make a terrible guard dog though, because she loves all humans. Like if you were to come over, like she would literally like Okay. There you go. She decided she didn't want on my lap, but she still wants to be pet, so. And Night Runner's plans are to play some Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's the MMO, isn't it? Because I keep thinking Knights of the Old Republic, the old role-playing, the old RPG. Which, by the way, yes, Knights of the Old Republic is, specifically Knights of the Old Republic 2 is an awesome game. Like, but yes, you can play video games and steal Maddie cuddles. she's decided to go eat. She decided that hanging out with the two-legged hairless apes aren't her. That's not her jam right now. She's decided to go for the food. She is so you, yes. And Knight says, yes, okay, it is the MMO. Okay. I've never played it. I don't know why. I'm not really into MMOs. I'm kind of one of those I'm kind of one of those old school guys. Like I play video games primarily to not be social. So MMOs just kind of defeat the purpose for me. I tried. I remember I had a friend of mine for years tried to get me into World of Warcraft, and I played it for like 3 hours, and I was just like, yeah, fuck this, I'm done. This is crap. There was another one I used to play a lot too. Guild Wars. That was one that I tried. It wasn't as bad as World of Warcraft, but it wasn't great. Like, I don't know. And Libra, you need to shave your head again. And MMORPGs are addictive to me. I just shaved my head again yesterday. I touched it up. My the mohawk is starting to grow. It's starting to grow and glow. Yeah, RPGs are addictive to me. Like, I love RPGs. Like, that's like either that or shmups. I hate that word, but anyway, those are probably my two favorite genres. But yeah, I just don't like having to deal with other people. I prefer dealing with fake computer people, which I guess is kind of the same thing considering how people are online. And yeah, one of my old baseball teammates was really into Final Fantasy 14. And he tried to get me into that too, but and you say this Leaper says this sparse shit is getting long and you need it gone from your head. And hopefully like, I don't know how that works, but I'm hoping that it grows back. But if not, hey, we can get you some cool wigs. We'll get you like a bubblegum pink mullet wig that you can wear when you're going out on the town. But she also says no first person shooters. I don't like them at all. I don't mind first person shooters. One of my favorite all time RPGs is it's first person. So I am a role player, so I get balls deep into my character. I am too, actually. I'm a big role player guy, and I think that's one thing I don't like about MMOs, that a lot of people aren't really into that. I know that some people like set up dedicated servers for it, but and also I don't does Old Republic have a subscription service at all? Because that is another barrier for me. Like, I absolutely, like, I'm not going to pay $60 for the game, and anywhere from like a couple hundred to, a couple grand for the console or PC or whatever to play it, and then have to pay like $20 a month for the privilege of playing the game. Loved FX, Final Fantasy 14. Okay, because I hear it's really good now. When they first brought it out, it was terrible, and then they like completely nuked the original game and remade it from scratch practically. And apparently, it's really good now. Funny you mentioned bubblegum wigs. I used to have one I wore all the time. I used to work with somebody who kept her head shaved, but she always and she had like just a varied assortment of wigs. And I believe she had a bubblegum pink wig. I can't remember, but I mean, because this was like 2003, 2004, and yeah, my memory is not what it used to be at all. Yeah, maybe I should go to wish.com and get me a twin wig. You know? And my twin is going to have a fantastic like seafoam green mullet, by the way, just so you know. And you say, I love wigs, but that pink one was my favorite. Hey, you know what? Pink is a cool color. I like pink. It's underrated. Oh. But yeah, so yeah, I've actually been sorry. I have spent most of the week playing through Shadowrun Returns, which, as I've mentioned before, is an awesome RPG. It's really it's got like a really weird. It's got this really nice old school isometric feel to it that I love. Like, and I'm actually in the process of recording gameplay footage to pop on here just to show people what I'm talking about. And Night Runner says, okay, yes, there is a subscription model, but it's optional, and there's a free-to-play model too. And I take it the free-to-play model, like there are things that you can't get, or you know, like the free-to-play thing, you're probably going to be missing out on some stuff, but that's cool though. Do you have a subscription, or do you pick the free-to-play? And Libra says, pink and purple are my jam. Those two colors go pretty well together, actually. Pink and blue also work really well, too. But it really depends on the shade of blue. You gotta have more of a lighter blue. Like one of those, like a more pastel shade. Ugh, hang on. Itchies. Mouth itchies. Robin's egg blue. There you go. Oh. Ugh. Damn. All right, guys. I'm a little bit tired here. I don't know why. Oh wait, no, it's because I didn't actually get to sleep until like 10 o'clock this morning. That's why. And maybe try a bit of argan oil or vitamin E oil for the itchies. I have neither of those. I currently own neither of those. So I just got to sit here and be like, I'm done coloring my hair. I'm choosing to age gracefully. I don't think I'm gonna dye my hair this time. I don't know yet. I mean, I've still got a shitload of purple and I've still got a shitload of purple and blue hair dye, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that this time. I'll get you some, or olive oil. I would get olive oil, but Popeye will kick my ass. Ow. I hit myself. And you're biased, you like the grays. Well, I'm biased as well. I've got no problems with the gray beards. I mean, maybe just a little biased on that, but yeah, we're not bad. We're not bad people. We're just old and weird and set in our ways. Tracy, you weirdo. Well, you knew that going in. That's what I'm about here. I may be weird, but I'm weird in a sexy way. Yeah, no. Admit my gray hair is awesome. Yeah, I thought it was a little. I don't know. I started getting gray hairs when I was in my 20s. So it was a little odd, but I didn't mind it. And most of the gray hairs were like on my face anyway. But yeah, I let this shit grow, and I've got a nice little salt and pepper thing going on with my gray. But hey, unlike my dad and my brothers, I can still grow a full head of hair. Granted, the widow's peak just kind of keeps retreating like farther and farther back. But oh, you were 13? I actually, well, a girl I grew up with in middle school started growing gray around the same time. Yeah, it happens. Nothing wrong with it. We all got to get old sometime. I mean, I wish I had a choice about when I got old, but it's not bad. Well, okay, except for all the joint issues. That is a thing. Ooh. In fact, speaking of joint things, my knee just popped. Like just it adds to my sex appeal. There you go. Rawr. Yeah, I I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that excuse. I'm just gonna say, hey, yeah. Oh, you heard it. You heard my knee? Okay. Yeah, that's a thing that happens with that knee a lot. At least it's stayed upright, like when I'm going upstairs or up hills, because sometimes it doesn't do that. It hasn't been the same since I tore the ACL. It really hasn't. Anyway, so yeah, we've talked. I got body parts that do it, man. It's only going to get better or worse, depending on your point of view. Anyway, I think we've discussed Soulja Boy. We've discussed his crappy ass knockoff game consoles. We've talked getting old. We've talked video games. I think this is a good point for us to just call it. It was a good show tonight. Glad for everybody to show up and listen. And if you didn't catch me live, catch the replay. Tell me how badly I suck. Click the like, comment, whatever. Do all those things. Tell your friends. And I'll give you $5 off of something. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you again on Monday. All right. Have a good night, guys.